What does it take to be hailed as the savior of tennis in an era dominated by legends like Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic? Can a teenager truly step into such colossal shoes and capture the hearts of tennis aficionados worldwide? And what does it mean when your childhood idol, a titan of tennis, predicts you'll achieve greatness? Join us as we unravel the meteoric rise of Carlos Alcaraz, a prodigy who's challenging our very understanding of what it means to be a tennis sensation. Hey there, welcome to Game Set Matched. Let's dive in. Many thought it would take years, maybe decades, for another player to get close to what Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and Novak Djokovic meant to the sport this century. But their successor seems to be here, and his name is Carlos Alcaraz. Born on 5 May 2003 in El Palmar, the most populated village in Murcia, Spain, tennis became a part of Carlos Alcaraz's life when he was a kid. His father had also been a professional tennis player in Spain, so Carlos, the youngest of 3 brothers, dreamed of following in his dad's footsteps. In fact, Alcaraz started to play tennis at the Real Sociedad Club de Campo de Murcia at only 4 years old. As he grew up, Carlos admired Spanish superstar Rafael Nadal, who was in his prime while Alcaraz made his first steps. Eventually, his father thought it was better for him to have an agent. Therefore, Albert Molina started to work as his representative when Alcaraz was just 12. 3 years later, he joined Juan Carlos Ferrero's Equilite JC Ferrero Sports Academy. Ferrero, a former Roland Garros winner and world number 1, has been Alcaraz's coach since then. Alcaraz turned pro as a teenager. After playing challenges, he made his debut in the ATP Tour at only 16 years old, at the Rio Open in February 2020. Only a year later, he would continue to show his potential. At the age of 17, Alcaraz made it to the main draw of the Australian Open, making him the youngest participant in the men's singles event. His debut was victorious, though he couldn't make it past the second round. The Spaniard also made an impression at home, becoming the youngest match winner in Madrid Open history. 2021 was a breakout year for the rising talent. Alcaraz won his first ATP title in July 2021 at the Plava Laguna Croatia Open in Umag, beating Richard Gasquet in straight sets. The 18-year-old became the youngest champion on the tour since 2008, and also the youngest Spanish champion in 17 years. While tennis experts and die-hard fans had already noticed his progress, it's safe to say the world didn't get to know Alcaraz until the 2021 US Open. By reaching the quarterfinals, Alcaraz set a record for being the youngest quarterfinalist in Flushing Meadows during the Open era. An injury forced him to pull out against Felix Auger-Aliassime. So it's fair to wonder whether Alcaraz could have made it further. On the wheels of a great year, Alcaraz continued to make progress to take his game to the next level in 2022. Though he lost to Matteo Berrettini in the 3rd round of the Australian Open, Alcaraz bounced back with a victory in Rio de Janeiro, becoming the youngest winner of an ATP 500 title. But he quickly proved that wasn't his ceiling. Alcaraz emerged victorious at the ATP Masters 1000 in Miami, beating Norway star Casper Ruud in great fashion. With that triumph, he became the 3rd youngest player to win an ATP 1000 event. Carlos's success has only continued to grow in 2023. With victories at the Argentina Open, Indian Wells, the Barcelona Open, and the Madrid Open. He also made a semi-final appearance against Novak Djokovic at the French Open, where he lost in 4 sets due to severe cramping that wouldn't allow him to compete at the highest level. There's something we haven't talked about that much so far, and that is his incredible rise in the world rankings. Alcaraz entered 2021 below the top 100, but he was already inside the top 50 after his US Open campaign. His triumph in Miami saw the Spanish tennis player reach world number 11. Alcaraz continued to extend his string of good results at the Barcelona Open, later making history at the Madrid Open. Alcaraz pulled off a shock by beating Nadal and Djokovic in back-to-back days, becoming the youngest player to defeat the stars in the same event. He capped it off in great fashion, defeating Alexander Zverev in the final. But the world was about to see even more from Alcaraz. So, does there exist a higher honor than your childhood sporting idol tipping you for big things? That's what happened after Alcaraz came up against his compatriot, and 20-time Grand Slam winner Rafael Nadal earlier this year in the second round of the Madrid Open. While Nadal made light work eliminating Alcaraz from the tournament, the tennis great admitted that he was impressed by the teenager. When you make a salad and you are putting ingredients inside the salad, he has plenty of ingredients to become a great player. Being one of the best players in the world and fighting for the most important titles is something very difficult, but I really believe that he's one of the guys that can do it. He built off his previous successes to win a Grand Slam for the first time at the 2022 US Open. In a highly anticipated final match against Ruud, with the world number 1 at stake, Alcaraz won in 4 sets to become the youngest Grand Slam winner in 17 years. Nadal had done it at the 2005 French Open. The Spanish tennis player also became the youngest and first teenager to be world number 1 in the history of the ATP rankings at the age of 19 years. Come to the conclusion of the US Open. Whatever that may be for Alcaraz, it is clear that the Spaniard will be well accustomed to the phrase "the youngest ever." That the teenager's name is slotting nicely into sentences starting with the line signals the true extent of his potential. Like all athletes though, Alcaraz dreams of more possibility and potential. He envisions the big time. Speaking to tennis majors about his future goals, he shared, "My dream is to be the number 1 player in the world and to win a Grand Slam title." As to which of the majors he would like to clinch first in his quest for tennis supremacy, there was only one in mind, and the Spaniard may raise eyebrows with his answer. "I adore Wimbledon. I prefer it so far to Roland Garros." Carlos Alcaraz has made fantastic progress in world tennis, proving he might be the superstar who will dominate the sport in the next decades. He's already world number 1 at 19 years old. Now we have to see how long he's able to stay at the top. Beyond his impressive skills, Carlos Alcaraz brings an infectious, youthful exuberance to the court. His passion for tennis is evident in every match he plays, and fans are drawn to his genuine enthusiasm. Tennis needs exciting and passionate players like Alcaraz to capture the hearts of fans and inspire the next generation. While it's early in his career, Carlos Alcaraz has already achieved incredible milestones. Breaking into the top 50 at such a young age is no small feat, and it hints at an even brighter future. So, is Carlos Alcaraz the savior of tennis? Well, only time will tell, but one thing is certain. He's a player to watch, a beacon of hope, and a source of excitement for tennis fans worldwide. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Thank you for watching. Follow for more.